The Expand Pedal Power Battery Kit is the ultimate solution for gigging musicians who rely on pedals to shape their sound, giving you drop-and-go rechargeable power that's always clean, quiet, and reliable.
Things look the same a little bit, just like the amps, but there are a few differences, so talk to me about everything.
Yeah.
Still got the BD2?
That is the best overdrive, and it's my favorite overdrive. It cleans up so good.
So for the audience, we're plugged into the twin reverb.
Yes.
So maybe give them a clean, like, you know, just straight amp sound.
Absolutely. And then that's the clean sound, and then Blues Driver, when I'm playing through the twin, is kind of always on, so. And then it cleans up super good, so you can set the neck pickup a lot cleaner. That's Blues Driver still on, and then treble pickup.
I can feel it on the floor. It's funny because you think with the twin reverb and even a Blues Driver, you know, as a drive pedal, wouldn't get as high gain as it does, the combination, but with the tuning and the pickups, it's heavy, man. And then in front here, I have the switchless Crybaby wah. I've been using these ones for so long. I don't remember, I think I had a Vox. I had a Vox, and I moved back to this because I'm terrible at switching wahs on and off, and this one's the best, so you can just go. Yeah, you don't That's nice, because sometimes it is tricky when you hit the engage.
It is, absolutely, absolutely, and I love it. It has a good sweep.
Yeah, I love that you attack that wah with like a lot of your stuff with the cocked wah sound, kind of like Queens of the Stone Age. I love that shit.
Exactly. And then next up, after the wah, it goes into my Polytune, which I love it because it's small and it's easy to see because it's got that white face, and if the stage is dark, I can still see it. That's why I had to put that green strip on the wah, because I didn't have it before, and I was like, where's my wah? I can't see it. And then I have phaser after the tuner, the Phase 90, Script Phase 90 from MXR. It goes before the Blues Driver, because then you can get univibe kind of sound. So, like. That's pretty cool. I like that. It also gets.
I love how watery it gets.
Oh yeah. But that's a new addition. I love using that. And then after the Blues Driver, so whenever I'm using the Scatolinera, which I'll start talking about in a little bit, I'll turn the Blues Driver off, and then I'll just.
So it's an either or.
Yes, exactly. So I worked with Matt from Stomp Underfoot on this pedal. It was an idea that I had to have his Russian Big Muff on one side, and then an Octavia, like a Hendrix Octavia, on the other. So the muff is, you know, it's got a lot of mids.
It's gnarly, man.
Yeah, and then the Octavia is, you know, love that one a little bit. Yeah, and then we have a song called One by One, which is that. Yeah, it's killer. And then
it sounds so much like a keyboard in a way. Like, I know that you guys got Alan back.
It does, yeah. It kind of sounds like a Rhodesy, or like Wurlitzer-ish. But that's an amazing pedal. I love it.
Now, did that come before or after the Alabaster? I know that you guys worked on that.
Yes, this was after, because I ended up never really using the extra boost function on the Alabaster, and I wanted to have an Octavia sound, and when you use them both together, is that cool if I do that?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Also, I'm playing in C because the guitar is tuned to drop C, so not a lot of variety here. Almost like Fuzz War-ish.
Yeah.
A little bit.
Well, I know that you've experimented with Death by Audio.
Yeah,
so
it's cool, it's gnarly.
Now you got 2 delays. How are you kind of...
Yes, so the carbon copy is kind of using it more like a sustain pedal. So it's just adding some softness to everything and some, sustain. So. So you're not really hearing the repeats until I stop playing, and it's just nice. With slide, the carbon copy is like the best. It's so good. It just fills in the sound, and I have some slight modulation on it, and I did a mod to it myself because the LEDs are so bright.
Yeah.
So I covered those up. Don't make them as bright. Anyway, and then next up is the Memory Man.
Which I know you have, or did have an original at one point,
yes.
like the big guy.
I probably went through 6 or 7 of those things, and they all break. I mean, when
your chips get finicky.
Yeah, when you're checking them on a plane and things like that, something's always going wrong. And I've actually had this one for quite some time. I was using the DD5 for like some of the tap delays that we have, like on Am I Going Up or on Alabaster. And I actually just put it back on my board because I was watching the Brent Mason rig rundown. Yeah, so I basically thought, if Brent's using it, then I'm throwing that bad boy on there. But yeah, it's got tap, so I can do. And then you can press down the tap tempo to make it hold.
Takes over for the freeze you had.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm using it, because if you hold it long enough, it'll slowly start to oscillate.
Yeah.
And the decay of it is nice. It doesn't go away as fast. And then last but not least is the Holy Grail. I love this pedal so much, and that's mainly with the twin reverb, because a lot of times if we're playing outside festivals, the subs are just shaking the twin, and you can't even use the spring reverb. But I'll get wild with it, like on See You Next Fall, I have that clean solo, and
you go spelunking with that.
Oh yeah, yeah. And then since I'm running the 2 amps, again, they're never going at the same time. But I needed one that could do A or B, and it has like ground lift options. The B channel, which is the tail, is isolated, so there's never really any crazy buzz and things like that.
All right, so up until now we've been hearing the twin reverb, everything through there, but I want to give the Dale a fair shot and actually hear it. So we plugged that into the 212 in there. You're going to switch it, and we're going to hear it.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah.
That's meaty.
Come to the show to hear more.
Let's talk pedals, man.
Cool.
I want to, maybe a good jumping point off is like, you guys have a lot of dynamics, not within just records, but songs. So like Orion, Goliath, 1 and 2, like they're clean tones with like caranging reverb and delay that have really long repeats. So I guess let's start there. What are you going for with delay settings and reverb to make what you got going on for the most part in clean zone?
The reverb's pretty simple. I just use the TC Electronics Hall of Fame, and I just have it on the Hall, and I just have it. I don't know. I think their Hall sounds really good.
Okay.
I haven't found a lot of others that I think they do like digital reverb and delay really well. So yeah, that's what I've been using for, I don't know, 4 years, 5 years.
Wow.
That's been a very long time. And then the Strymon was an addition right after we did Repeater. I was using the TC Electronics Flashback X4,
Yep.
but it was taking up too much room and it couldn't like save as many presets. So I got the Strymon, which is really easy to dial in BPM, and I just kind of use usually just like a tape delay.
Okay.
Run it pretty clean. Like I don't like do too much modulation. There's some, but not enough, not a lot. I don't like drive the tape in quotes, you know.
Can we hear and then are you running reverb all the time?
Pretty much. No reverb from the amp. Okay. I used to use a little kiss of the spring reverb and then this as well, but now I just have it totally dry.
Okay.
But yeah, the reverb. So this is just the. So it would help if I tuned, but so it's like not super. You can just kind of hear it there. And then the delay. So like this is probably the most complicated delay that I use is just a tape delay, but it's really slow. And I have that basically just going forever. And the expression pedal controls that. And I can just let it ride, and then I can like.
And this is at the beginning of Repeater, then I imagine.
Yep.
The thing
yep.
There.
But I do it a lot with a lot of different songs.
You create a bed. Like I was wondering when we came up here if you're going to have a loop or if you just kind of have a freeze, or looks like this is how you do it.
Yep. So there has been a freeze on my board at different times before.
Okay.
But having to double tap it on off was just too much to do. Tap dancing too much. It was kind of crazy. So I don't know. I found the Strymon really does everything I need it to do, and having the expression pedal hooked up to it, it does a lot. Plus, so I can a lot of things I'll do is so like I got an intro maybe. Hold it down and and then I can let go and it'll come back down. So instead of using the expression pedal always for that, I can kind of have the expression pedal where I want it and then do the hold function.
Cool. Moving to the right, now what's going on there that looks like a splitter box of some sort?
It's just like a loop box. Okay. So I have like my overdrive loop and my fuzz loop.
Well, let's hear both those.
Yeah, so the overdrive. So that's my overdrive. It's a tube pedal. It's by a company called Lightning Boy Audio. They're out of Buffalo, New York. It's all hand wired. It's like, I don't know, I think it's really cool. It's really, like it cleans up well. It cleans up nice. Mm-hmm. And then, I have my BYOC.
Did you do it yourself?
Yeah,
all right.
Yeah, which I did like years ago. It was the first one I ever put together. And it's just their BC 109 fuzz face.
Okay.
And so on its own, it's just. And then with the overdrive, it's. So it just like.
Damn, dude.
Thickens up quite a bit because I keep the amp really clean.
Yeah.
So.
Like I'm sure some parts of the set are feel, but is there any specific songs where that hellacious sound comes together? Like where okay, this point of the song, we're double tapping on both those suckers.
Yeah, I mean, most of the time when I'm in fuzz mode, it's always both going.
Okay.
There's only a couple spots that I'll use just the fuzz, and it's kind of more as.
Dude, and they're both. Both controls.
Yep. Yeah. So, because the fuzz face is actually, it's not that loud of a pedal.
Okay.
So like there isn't like a ton of, I don't know. I guess the word is gain, but I don't know if that's really the right way to use the word. But it's not really that loud. So even when it's maxed out, it's not like a huge volume jump. It's not like a big muff where you max everything out. Like it's like a 20 dB boost.
Yeah.
but the Lightning Boy is extremely loud.
So I imagine you run that into the fuzz.
No, actually, I do the fuzz and the Lightning Boy, and I kind of did that just because the fuzz faces, I think they sound great, but they can be kind of thin, particularly when chugging in like low C. So running it into the overdrive really, I don't know, smooths it out and kind of fattens it up a little bit. So like when I use I'll use just the fuzz on like quickening when we jump to these little loud parts. So, you know, it'll be something like, you know, we're doing the. Now it's how do I play the song?
It's your song, man.
Just like hit that and then I'll turn it off, and then when we actually go to the end, it's full go.
Dude, man, that sounds beastly. And then a lot of times with your solos, you have the reverb and the delay on as well, so it's kind of almost like echoes Pompeii, live in Pompeii, Gilmore shit.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really have like good shredding chops, so I kind of let the gear do the work.
Yeah.
You know, if you have the fuzz and everything cranked, and you have a plenty of delay and reverb, it all kind of starts to work together and kind of does its own thing, and it covers up any mistakes that you make.
Or just doubles them too.
Yeah. Which, you know, I've always, you know, the old jazz saying, right? If you make a mistake, just like repeat it. And it's intentional.
Yes. And what's the last pedal we kind of didn't go over? We see the Analog Man buffer, obviously the tuner, but what's in the corner there?
It's the Whirlwind Rochester Series Phase 90. So, like Whirlwind they actually have, I think, still some offices in Rochester, which is our hometown.
Okay.
And that's just like an old Script Phase 90 clone. Supposedly, it's one of the most there's been a million Phase 90s.
Yeah.
Supposedly, that's one of the most accurate ones because they actually own the rights to it. I think before MXR did them. So
with
I'm
Dunlop.
not 100% sure.
When does that get brought in? Is that more of a flavor thing, or is that like there's specific times or points?
There's definitely specific times, and it's usually kind of like chaos moments, you know, kind of throw it on and it'll kind of just, this is a really deep sweep, especially with the fuzz and overdrive going.
I think we got to hear that.
But
let's enter chaos mode.
Yeah, so let's see. It's a pretty big sweep, but what I kind of like about it is actually if you like there's certain parts in the set I'll dial it back and like it's kind of that nice sort of, you know, like the Phase 90 sound that people, you know, grew to love, and
kind of like a Leslie too.
Yeah, and so I'll use it like more subtly for certain like jam sections that aren't totally scripted, but
maybe even like fatten up the clean tone.
Yeah, just kind of give it a little bit of movement.
Yeah.
You know?
And I know that I kind of had you go through one by one with these pedals, but it looks like you have a 12-step here to kind of control all of them at once when you need one
No,
button.
actually, that just controls the synth. It runs to my pedal board because I have the power supply like thing mounted underneath just to make it easier to set up and tear down. But.
And is that just something you throw in between like kind of interlude stuff?
Yeah, it's kind of just like a drone that goes through a lot of the set. Me and Dan both have synths. And the intro to Longing to Be the Mountain, you know, has an actual synth part that I play by hand. But then most of it is the rest, like certain lead sections I'll kick it on just to kind of fatten up, you know, kind of make it bloom a little bit more.
And then I know sometimes, and I don't know if any of the songs are on the set, but you will occasionally play slide on parts.
Yeah.
Is there a slide that you are partial to, or that you like the sound?
Yeah, I love the Dunlop 212, which apparently is getting really hard to find now. So,
just when you find it.
Yeah. So it's actually funny. I was scrambling before this tour to find a slide, so I had to get a new one, and I've got this rock glass slide, which is pretty interesting. It's just because it's short, like the 212, but I'm just kind of getting used to it. It's got this weird recessed like knuckle area, and it's kind of all tapered and weird, so it sits kind of snug. It's a little odd, but I'm getting used to it.
Yeah, I've seen you use years past even brass, so I was just curious how that evolution has occurred.
I think the brass one was just like the one I had from when I just on a whim bought one at a Guitar Center when I was like 18 and didn't know anything about slide, and I was like, oh, I don't know, I could get one. And then I switched to glass because I think it just works way better, especially with like overdrive and fuzz. It's a little less like I don't know, noisy.
So here we go. This is dry, just so you can get a feel for what the reverb does to it. The reverb, crank to 10, of course. Yeah.
Oh man.
I like it because it's so clean, and I feel like my pedals can shine better through this amp. It's kind of like a neutral amp.
Yeah.
Or it doesn't color the sound too much.
And I was going to ask over the guitars, but it's more pertinent now, is with the pedals. Have you always strategically stuck with single coils and P90s because fuzzes sometimes kind of fart out with humbuckers? And they kind of they don't have their full dynamics.
Yeah, I think I've just been naturally drawn to the single coils.
The Beatles stuff.
Yeah, exactly, man. It all comes back to that.
Yeah. Well, let's dive into your pedals here.
Yeah.
What would you say is like your main? Well, first I'm gonna ask, what's the fuzz you use the most?
Well, the first fuzz that I got when the Black Angel started was the Russian Big Muff, and I found that to pair amazingly with the Twin and the Rickenbacker. If I use the muff with some of my other guitars, I don't think that it sounds very good. So it's just specifically for this. So like Black Grease, for instance, is this sound with the big muff. It's just nice and thick.
Yeah, man.
You know, like a milkshake.
Is that like kind of like if people are coming to see you guys and you bust out some of that stuff, like Young Men Dead or anything else that features that? Is that kind of like the era of the band, or is it kind of just more with that guitar?
I'd say probably both. I still use the big muff on all of our new stuff as well. That's actually my second one. My first one just broke this year, and it's in the shop. And so I didn't have that muff and had to order that actually on the road.
Damn.
And very thankful to get that back because I was missing it for about the first 4 shows.
I bet.
It just didn't sound the same.
Yeah.
You know?
Moving along.
Moving along, I think the fuzz that I probably use the most now is this Analog Man Peppermint. It's really good for lead stuff. And you can just tell it's not like the muff is all thick like that, and this just has a totally different tone. It's got a real 60s sound.
Yeah.
They named it that because of the Strawberry Alarm Clock song, Incense and Peppermints.
Oh.
So it's supposed to kind of have that fuzz kind of sound. And it's germanium fuzz.
Did you hear that? Did you know that song and already know that? And
oh yeah,
okay.
I like at the end of that song that there's a badass solo that comes on, and it was modeled. I mean, this pedal is modeled after that. So when I saw that and the design, I'm into optical art, so that drew me in as well. But yeah, it's great.
Cool, and you got another one up top there.
I do.
I love another Analog Man.
This is another Analog Man one. This one's silicon, and this is the Sunface BC 108, and it's supposed to mimic a blue fuzz face from like what David Gilmour used on Live at Pompeii. That's another video that I'm obsessed with. Is Live at Pompeii, and this is that fuzz face. So here's the sound on that. Different from. Slightly different.
Have you ever messed around or owned or had they have the Sunface with the NKT chip? The
I have the NKT 275.
Oh, okay.
And so
that's not on here.
It's not because it broke on the road. That's what I was using to do the fuzz face, or the big muff sound rather. And it's just it's super thick, but it's not as creamy sounding as the big muff, so it wasn't working as well for me. But if I had space on this board, that would be on here. And also if it hadn't broken on me.
two huge reasons why it's not.
Yeah. I've got to send that to Analog Man. So if Analog Man is listening, I'm going to be sending my NKT275 pedal to you to fix.
So get ready, I guess. What's the Acid Fuzzer?
The Acid Fuzzer is this company called Acid Fuzz out of Los Angeles, which is really cool. This is supposed to mimic an MK1 tone bender.
Yeah, it kind of has that shape to it.
Yeah, and it's a little bit more nasally. This is like if I want to drop a bomb on a solo. This is my loudest fuzz for sure. Here we go. And it can go from thin to thick, and I leave it on the thick setting.
Yeah.
Specifically because I have a thin fuzz already ready to go, which is the Fuzz-Right cattle inbred, and that's like a Mose-Right Fuzz-Right, and it's just my buzzy kind of fuzz. So it's like. Way different than.
Now the Fuzz-Right, are you using that for like something like Your Mind? Like that's a real buzzy, like almost gated, buzzy B sound.
Yeah, I think I used to have Maestro, the Maestro fuzz tone. It's like what they used on Satisfaction.
Oh yeah.
It's similar sound to that Fuzz-Right. But that pedal broke on me. A lot of pedals break on me.
Yeah,
on
you
the
seem
road.
like a heavy hitter.
I stomped too hard, man.
All right, moving along. What's the green Ibanez?
Okay, the green one. So this is another original from the very beginning of the band, and I went to a Brian Jonestown Massacre show, and I asked the guitar player at the end of the show, "What one pedal should I get?"
Yeah.
This guy, his name's Ricky, and he told me to get one of these turbo tube screamers. And I've had it on there ever since. It's a boost, but it adds grit, so it's like. So I like it because it adds just a little bit of hairiness, but it's not quite a fuzz.
Yeah.
You know, it's a nice overdrive, pushing the amp a little bit more.
I do, see. That's a cool story that you mentioned, Ricky and Brian Jones.
Yeah.
But I was going to ask, just because I didn't know you guys are based in Austin, I didn't know if they just hand those out to everyone, just because Stevie Ray Vaughan was such a big user of the tube screamers. Like, oh, you're a guitar player, here you go. Here's a tube screamer. Need one of these. That's right. You live in Austin, need one of these.
Yeah, that's right. Standard issue.
Reverse delay.
Okay, reverse delay. This is another one of my original pedals. And it's like that Beatles kind of studio sound, a backwards pedal. So it's like. In my opinion, it's the best reverse delay out there. A lot of other pedals have them.
Yeah, I know the DD6 has a reverse setting.
But since this one's dedicated just to doing that, I feel like it shines.
Yeah.
And those are kind of hard to come by now. That's my third one of those because broke the other two. Those Dan Electros though, they have plastic jacks, and if I could get that rehoused, I would definitely do that. Because they don't do very well on the road.
Yeah, they tend to be pretty plastic.
Yeah. So,
we got looks like it got a delay.
Yeah, so this is going back to Live at Pompeii. This is supposed to mimic the Echo Rec that David Gilmour was using.
Yeah.
And all of my delays actually are because of that Echo Rec. This is another one. The Boonar. This is the Echo 6-2. I like to have a bunch of different delays, so I can do different speeds anytime I want. Like this one will be my slower one, this is my faster, and then this is the brains of my operation right here.
Oh, the full tone.
The full tone.
I was going to ask if you had
echo.
and then do you run the Big Muff into that ever with the delay?
Oh yeah, all the time.
Because that's David Gilmour.
Oh yeah. Should we get a sample of that? That's like the best sound in the world.
Well,
fuzz and echo.
Don't tell me with a good time.
Here we go.
I love it. I can't get enough of it myself.
Okay, this wah pedal is a V846 wah from 1968.
So no, okay.
And yeah, it's like liquid dripping.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. It's my favorite wah pedal. Had a couple of the V847s, but found, you know, the old 60s ones they made by hand are just way better sounding.
Yeah.
For sure, yeah.
And do you have you ever had to repair too much just with the wear and the kind of
actually that thing
pedal
has
cable?
been so, I mean, very dependable. Isn't that funny?
Yeah.
The old 60s pedal that I kick on constantly.
And it's
It's still going. But my other pedals that are modern break on me.
See?
Quality.
Yeah.
They used to make things with better quality, man. I tell you.
Back when I was a kid.
Back when I wasn't around, they used to make things way better.
Holy grail. I thought you loved the reverb on the old Twin.
Sometimes I got to double up.
Oh, man. Oh, I shouldn't have asked.
So we have one song specifically, Science Killer.
Oh, okay.
Where I just double up on the reverb. So this is just the reverb. And with this. And that chord will last forever. It's just to dive even deeper than 20,000 leagues if you need to.
No, it's like intro to like Bad Vibrations. Is that doubled up then, or are you just running the amp?
No, that's just the amp on 10.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, man. What about?
Well, so this Bumble Buzz is one of my new favorite fuzzes. This is one from Jack White. This is actually a really rare one in yellow.
Yeah, we reviewed
They're mainly all
black.
black.
Yeah.
And I'm not even sure how many they made of that. Maybe only like 100. But this fuzz is awesome, man. It's like an octave fuzz. So nasty.
Yeah. Oh man.
Yeah, man. That's my nastiest.
Yeah.
Good job on creating that, Jack White.
And I love it because it's like, I assume there's trem pots or some type of movement that can be done inside of the thing, but like otherwise it's just set and forget it.
Yeah, I like that old school style. It's on or off.
Yeah, and it's definitely on when you hear it. It's definitely on.
Yeah, exactly.
It's not a subtle pedal.
Yeah.
What do you got the Maggie for?
Okay, so the last two pedals that I have are like vibratos, and the Maggie is supposed to mimic the vibrato from a Magnetone amp. The Magnetone amps, they used to make them in the 50s. I think they're making them now.
Yeah, they relaunched the brand.
But they were sought after specifically for their vibrato because it's very different than the Fender, which is choppy. You know, like sharper like that, which this is different because it's more. So that's just to add another layer of psychedelic.
Yeah.
Psychedelia to the whole situation. And the repeater is even sharper than the Fender. So this effect was one that was built into the Vox guitars, Vox Ultrasonic.
I was gonna say that totally just sounds like a Vox sawtooth.
They had exactly. They used to have these guitars, the Vox Ultrasonics, that had the effects built into them. It was like fuzz, overdrive, and the repeater and the wah. So
Be a badass guitar.
I know, man. I wish they made it in left-handed because I would have one.
You'd probably be.
But
I'm sure you eBay searched that one already.
Oh, I do. But they didn't make any lefties of that. But thanks to Acid Fuzz, Acid Fuzz made this fuzz, and they made this repeater.
Oh, all right.
I'm able to pretty much have one, you know, because I have all the effects.
Yeah.
So.
And what's the rotosphere get used for?
All this is just my vocal stuff.
Okay.
Yeah. Echo, rotosphere, and reverb.
Hey y'all, I'm John Bollinger with Premier Guitar. So our rig rundowns for a long time now have been sponsored by D'Addario. And I'm thrilled to be using the D'Addario XPND Pedalboard. I've got this little guy that fits in my gig bag, and like many of you, I'm changing pedals all the time. I love having a board that can shrink as I'm shrinking my board or expand as I'm expanding it. And that's why I love the XPND Pedalboard. Their patented telescoping technology lets me instantly change the size of my pedals playground. It also features a unique cable management system and comes fitted with loops of Velcro, keeping everything neat and easy to swap. The two XPND versions comes with either 1 or 2 rows depending on your needs. So a big thanks to D'Addario. Now, let's get back to more rig rundowns.
Just clean as, you know. And then I always use an EQ pedal, so,
all right.
you know, just to, depending on the room, so I can adjust the EQ, kind of tune the room, so it's brighter.
And it kind of gives a little more, kind of just, the tone's there, but it's a little more out there.
It jumps out, yeah, it jumps out. So that's just a Boss EQ. I like to use that, you know. Standard tuner. Next is Echo Dream, which is one of my favorites. It's like a memory man on steroids. You know, these guys at Death by Audio.
They do some great things.
Yeah, and great friend of mine, Oliver. He's amazing. He's
got a great band too.
Band. Yeah. Place to Bring Strangers. Yeah, I'm a big fan. So anyways, this one goes, you know. Fun. It's kind of got that horror movie Halloween thing going to it. Next, I use this Hyper Fuzz. My brother gave that to me as a gift in 1994.
Did he give you a metal zone too?
No, just this fuzz. He knew I was a fuzz guy, but you know, getting into it and stuff. But I use the overdrive mostly on this one, so like but it gets, you know, really fuzzed out, like pretty wild, pretty nasty.
Yeah, is that what you're using for like Hunt Me Down?
No, Hunt Me Down is actually a fuzz right, you know, 60s fuzz right.
Well, let's hear that.
Which is my favorite, you know. So I just, for Hunt Me Down, I turned down the reverb all the way, and it's I use also a
You just made my day.
Dallas Arbiter replica. It's like a Rangemaster replica made by actually Divided by 13 pedals. It's called a Dynaranger. They actually make really great pedals. I love that one. It has, you can do, you know, levels of overdriving the amp. So, and it's got a volume, you know, which goes really loud too. So
are you always using that with the fuzz right, or do you use this
on
its own?
I use that on its own. That's the currency sound.
Oh, all right.
You know. So you can see the levels, right?
Yeah.
So for instance, on a Haunting, you know, it's you know, it gets real meaty. I use it on a lot of, you know, it's one of my secret weapons. I use the Dynaranger.
It's not a secret anymore.
On a lot of stuff. Yeah. It's out there, and I encourage people to get one.
Yeah.
You know, because they're amazing. I mean, Tony Iommi used, you know, the Rangemaster, and a lot of other great guitar players. Of course, Eric Clapton and stuff. This one's Thunder Tomato. My friend in Spain, Roberto, makes those. Actually, he doesn't make them anymore, so I have like 5 of them, you know. But he made me a bunch of them, and he's actually like a professor in Spain, like electronics professor.
Oh, wow.
But yeah, it's big. It's a big muff, you know, essentially. That's that sound. Next, I've got the shapeshifter. You know,
vibrato pedal, right?
I got into that from Black Rebel Motorcycle Club because I love them. You know, and the BRMC record. So it does repeater stuff, and it does just regular tremolos. You know, you can adjust it down and do stuff. The knobs are sensitive, so I have them gaff taped down. You know. See, it goes pretty fast, you know.
Yeah, I can.
And then, you know, of course, the holy grail for just extra.
Extra.
With that 60s garage sound,
yeah,
you know, which
I
love.
there.
You know, all those Texas bands, you know, like Moving Sidewalks and 13th Floor Elevators.
Yeah, Rocky's a
the
big influence on
Rattleman.
you guys.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, big time. Then I got the wah, you know. The gold Vox, Vox wah. I'm not sure why it's gold or whatever, but my other wah broke, and I bought that in Brussels, Belgium. So it was in the glass case, and I said, I need a wah. Let me get that one. You know.
Yeah,
so
why not the gold
got a
one?
good deal on it.
That's all that matters.
Yeah. This guy right here is actually made in Austin. It's called a Sex Drive after Charlie Sexton.
All right.
It was designed for him.
Yeah,
He's
from the
another great
Archangels.
guitar player.
Yeah.
Yeah. Great guy too. But it's called Durham Electronics makes that. So it's got a compressor on it. It's got tone and gain. So anything you can imagine. It's basically like a blackface amplifier in a box. You know? I use it for 12 string and stuff, you know, but and also for, you know, something that I might need louder or more pronounced notes, you know. It gets pretty loud, you know. Love that one. I had the, they used to make a bigger box of that, but you know, I used it for like 10 years and finally it died on me. So now they make a smaller one, you know, but.
Which makes your pedal board happy.
Yeah, those are great, which brings me to the pedal board itself. It's a Temple board, you know, and Temple, if you go underneath, you can see that it's got this Pscyh-Rock power supply.
All right.
Which is, this crazy German company, you know. It's like I could probably power the whole room and, you know, the whole block with that thing, but it's got a lot
Germans.
Yeah, it's got a lot of power and it's great. So this pedal board is great because it's a light kind of airplane metal, and it can house the power supply beneath.
And I like the potential for zip ties or whatever you need to run through their cables, obviously.
Yeah, you can run the cables, you know, through the board itself because it's got these holes, you know. So that's nice.
And the last pedal we haven't talked about or heard was the Ghost Echo. So how do you use that different from Echo Dream?
Yeah, well, the Ghost Echo is, okay, so I use this to drive, you can see, drive kind of a washy sound in, you know, so this is, but if you can hear the difference. And then it just gives that washiness, you know, to the tone, which I love.
I guess I lied. There was one other pedal we didn't talk about or mention how you use it is the Strymon.
Strymon, El Capistan, is basically replaced my real Echoplex because it's just, it was, you know, it's a solid state Echoplex and it's fragile.
Yeah, it is.
You know, so I can't take that out and, you know, all the time, and so I just use that for recording. So this is a pretty good pedal that replaces that sound. Yeah, you can get infinite repeats there just by holding that down. It gets pretty fast, you know. Yeah, you can actually get a expression pedal if you want to, but I don't really need it, you know. But it's actually got sound on sound. They've done a great job. Yeah, I think it's a Swedish company.
They're definitely wizards. So, they're sonic wizards
for
sure.
Yeah. So that's the Echo that I used for instance, like on Life Song, you know, and a lot of other stuff like the Sniper, for instance. Yeah, Sniper at the Gates
of Heaven. Yep.
So that's it. Yeah, basically.
Dude, Jake, thank you so much, man. Appreciate it. I know I'm eating up most of your time. The band.
No, not at all. Well, thank you so much for having us. And thank you. You know, I'm a big fan. So
dude, I'm a big fan. This is a treat.
Yeah, and also one more thing is I also have a Maggie, just like Christian,
for the
Bo Diddley. And of course, it gets wild, you know.
Yeah, you got the Bo Diddley.
It's the closest to the magnetone amp that I can hear. Yeah.
You got the the spaghetti western stuff. You guys do so well. It's like scary.
Oh yeah.
Spaghetti western movies.
I'm a huge Ennio Morricone fan, you know. So also.
Full drive to bass drive, big muff, reverb on the end for a few songs that get weird.
Yeah. Weird is good.
Yeah, exactly.
And what do you got here to stand in front of us?
So yeah, the Palisades is I've got an AB box that's backwards, so keyboards, guitar. That way the same signal chain can go into one input. But Palisades overdrive, just to give me two different distortions and a boost. Mm-hmm. This is a Fox tone machine that I built myself years ago out of original parts from a fuzz volume wah from Fox. This is a hoof, but it's all silicone. It doesn't have the half germanium anymore.
Did you take that out, or did you have Jamie or the guys?
I had one of the guys there do it for me. It's more temperature stable, and it has more sizzle too. I like it, but it's not as grr as the cloven hoof.
Yeah,
I guess for lack of a better descriptive term. Then the Kilobyte's just a nice delay with drive and feedback abilities. That thing with stickers is just holy grail. Then Hummingbird, which with a big knob helps me do it with my foot for the speed. Boost on the end so I can make myself hear more if I need to.
Yeah.
And then the Tap Tempo Zvex trim. That's for the organ. And then the Maleko, that's the Barker Assmaster thing. It's a Maestro Brassmaster clone. So there's fuzz volume, guitar volume, fuzz level. Those old organs don't have, that's a 1967 organ. It doesn't have a master volume or anything.
Which I love, it's reamed from the air conditioning.
Yeah, air conditioning and hot water heaters. yeah. And then just a digital Mellotron, a couple weird modulation delay things.
You got a Caverns from
The
Keeley.
Space Spiral and then the Caverns, and yeah, they're fun.
And is the Vibro Champ
No, that's just for not aggravating the sound crew when they're trying to test everything else. I can sit up here and mess around.
And be a weirdo.
Yeah, exactly. Right? Yeah.
Hey, we're at your pedal board now. Tell me how the signal is flowing.
Well, I first go into this Wah-Wah, and it's a BBE brand.
Oh, okay.
They're pretty affordable, but it sounds really good. It's supposedly made to the specs of like one of the Thomas Organ wahs from the 60s.
Oh, cool.
It's supposed to be a direct clone, and yeah, I like it a lot better than like the Crybabies and stuff. It's got more range.
Oh, cool. Okay. Yeah, show me a little bit of that thing.
Cool.
Yeah.
It's pretty sweet.
Yeah, that's great. Okay, so from there you're going into, what's the next in the row?
Then it goes to this Phase 90, which is pretty standard pedal.
Oh, sure, yeah.
Yeah, they sound cool.
Okay, and from the Phase 90, what do you hit?
Then it's going to this fuzz face. And
okay.
I normally have like a Maserite Fuzzrite reissue, but it busted, so this is kind of temporary.
And it's the cat eye? Oh, no, the fuzz face. Okay.
Yeah, the blue one.
Yeah, okay, cool.
It's all right. It's not trebly enough for what I'd like, but it's just kind of a temporary thing.
Sure.
It's pretty woolly and heavy.
And that's just dimed all the way up.
Yeah.
Much. Okay. Wow, it's funny because it doesn't give you a huge volume spike, but it does really fuzz it out. Yeah.
Might even take it down a little.
Yeah. No, yeah, that's cool. Yeah, it almost feels like it does. That's really interesting.
It's weird.
Okay, from the fuzz face, you hit the hybrid fuzz, cat's eye. Is that right?
Yep, it's got both silicon and germanium, so it's got a little more range than that, but it's still a little.
Let's hear that taste. Let's do a taste test. Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, that one sounds good.
Yeah, sounds great. And then from there into the Boss DD7.
Yep, and I kind of run that one like just not a long echo, real close together, and just like a one echo. So it's.
Yeah.
It's kind of close together.
Yeah, cool. And from there it hits, go into the Tube Screamer next?
Yeah, and that one's pretty much on all the time.
Oh, really? Just leave that on all the time? Okay.
Just to get these guys more distorted.
Sure.
Yeah, it's like the TS-808, so it's got the older style one. And
yeah. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, that sounds great. And then from there, the Dan Electro, right?
Yeah, this one's pretty cool. It's more of a longer echo, different from the other.
Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. You for the whole trippy hippie thing. That's great.
Yeah.
And then the tuner, gotta have it. Yeah. And then the radio. What's the deal on that? On your Big Shot?
It's just so I can run to all these things at the same time, and you can switch in between them and stuff.
Do you ever switch, or just keep them kind of both running all the time?
Just keep them at the same time.
Yeah. More is more.
Yeah.
That's great, man. Well, I love it. I love the whole dirty rocker, hippie, trippy thing. That's great. It's great. Wait, man, thanks for joining us. I know you guys have had
Thanks for having us.
You just blew in. You drove all the way here, and then you're out to the next one after that. Out on for another couple weeks. Is that it?
Yeah, about 2.5.
Yeah. Good for you, man.
Basic pedalboard here. What do
you
got?
This is our. That's irrelevant. That's our stage talkback. I kind of do like rotate the fuzz world a bit. I had a torn speaker that Stu has as well, which is kind of the classic like gizzard fuzz sound. That broke, so I've got this flatter-on fuzz, which I just literally found at our studio. Don't know how where it came from.
Set to stun too, every dial.
Exactly, set to absolute stun by Electro Harmonics, which is good.
Yeah, let's hear it.
It might. It's kind of just like I just like how kind of like squashed and like reliable it is. You know, like you can get like really like esoteric fuzz pedals, like I guess like the Fuzz Factory or something like that, which is not to disparage the Fuzz Factory, like Cookie has one and it's great, but all that other stuff I don't really give a crap about, like all of the like squeaky, squelchy, blah blah blah, gatey stuff. So that's just the workhorse that I'm rolling with right now, and it's pretty chill. My delay is the Wampler Faux Analog Echo, which I've had for ages, which I love, which is just for all the Gizzard like squeal. All that interstitial delay, just to like, you know, it's very much a stew thing, but like kind of transitioning between like parts of songs or like ends of songs. It's really good. Occasionally I'll just like, that's just a set and forget type thing. I'll just be always doing that shit. Occasionally for some songs, I'll just like pull back all the repeats and do a real short, like kind of snappy, like delay thing. But like, it pretty much just does what you see. And then this is another new addition, the Sunset Dual Overdrive by Strymon, which is fucking very dope as well.
Yeah.
Which just like a nice clean boost when it's on the clean amp. It's just a nice kind of clean boost. And then if I want to dial in a little bit more like... So the dual overdrive nature of it's really handy just to kind of like do that stuff. And then I guess I just got my fucking wah, which is just a classic. I feel like this is the most used pedal that I kind of would have. Maybe Stu would say this, attest the same, but just the Gizzard like half cock like thing, and just like kind of seeking tone and seeking like a space within a song, you know, according to like how cocked the wah is really. Don't actually do too much waka 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 waka.
No shaft.
Just get the really mad, just kind of weird harmonic overtone, like breaking up type. And then
Master Echo up here.
This one, yeah. So this is actually our vocal.
Cool.
That goes into our vocals. So that's kind of like the shit's there, but essentially that just vocal goes into there. Then out of that goes to front of house and does that shit. So it's just a kind of like it's a very dark like analog delay, but it's just a little bit of kind of like color on for us. Sam, our front of house guy, doesn't really like having us set to too wet like when we're on stage. He kind of likes doing that at the front, but yeah, it's chill. And then I just got a line selector here just to swap between these bad boys.
Cruise through your pedal board quick.
Oh yeah. So tuner, everyone knows about that.
Yeah, gotta have it.
You gotta have it. This is a very, very stock delay pedal. I'm very happy with any digital delay. People might be surprised about that, but I dig a digital delay, and I think it's because I always put it first in my chain, so it gets pretty like screwed up by everything else happening after it anyway.
Yeah.
That's just doing its thing. That's doing more of that type of stuff. This is a Devi Ever pedal. I think Joe was talking about it before. The Torn speaker is the one that I've always had.
Yeah.
This isn't that, but it's quite similar. But it does the same kind of trick of just 10 out of 10. It does one thing.
If it's on or off, you know.
Exactly. Which I do dig that about that pedal. Again, kind of going back to the philosophy of just keeping things real simple. I don't want to have a million settings. I want to have like 4 things.
Yeah.
Then the combination of the things is the interesting part, and then just let the fingers play.
Yeah.
I'm playing, I don't know, 70% of the set with no pedals on.
Really?
These days.
Yeah.
So it's mostly actually, it's all in the amp. It's all in the amp, it's all in the guitar, all in the fingers. It's kind of the philosophy, but yeah, wah pedal. There's one of those Fender wahs at the moment. I tried a lot of different wahs. I dig it. I actually am usually more partial to a Crybaby.
Okay.
But I keep on breaking the buttons. I think I stand on them too hard. It's like this one. This one doesn't seem to break. So Gaspar's got a guitar takeover. He's got about 6-7 backup wahs over there. I've been using the jam pedals wah, which is like the colorful, looks like a tie-dye.
Yeah.
That one's quite cool, but I already broke the button. It sounds actually really sick and really different to the Crybaby in a cool way.
Yeah.
So I was having a lot of fun with that. And then this is, it's a clean boost.
Okay.
Which I very much dig too. And I'm using this actually a lot now.
Just to hit the amp a little harder?
And just hitting the amp a lot harder. And then actually all this other stuff is not guitar. So my guitar is just going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 amp.
Yep.
But yeah, this is what my vocals run through. This was made by Earthquaker. They kind of like, we've been just chatting to them about making a vocal pedal thing for a little bit. This is version 2. It might turn into something cool one day. I'm not really sure, just kind of working it.
Yeah.
But it's a overdrive and echo, but I wanted to get the echo gated, so it's only echoing when I'm singing loudly. When I sing quietly, it doesn't echo anything. It also means that having a microphone that's pointing at a drum kit doesn't echo the drum kit in the back of the, if you know what I mean.
Yeah,
the ambient noise of the stage doesn't get echoed. Only my voice gets echoed.
It's a thin line.
Which was fun thing to try and figure out how to do. I was using 6 or 7 pedals with a loop. What's it called? What's the thing's called? I don't know. Anyway.
A switcher.
Yeah, exactly. To kind of do all that stuff in the past.
Damn.
This is a clock.
Yeah.
It's just a clock.
It caught my attention first, and I thought
It's
it
a
was something
clock.
more. Nope, just a clock.
VVCO is the brand. It is like, honestly, I love having a clock on stage because we're often up against hard curfews, and so I can kind of.
I don't want to interrupt you, Stu, but like, we gotta go. We need
Okay.
a sound check.
Okay, we need a sound check. All right, let's do like 2 more minutes, 3 more minutes. Thanks, Jess. Thanks, Jess. Yeah, this is like clock straight up. Just a clock.
Yeah, it's funny because like I thought it was something more diabolical.
No, it's not. It looks great.
Looks
and
straight
I wanted
out
a
of the
clock
DeLorean.
I wanted a clock that could just plug into a 9-volt. So that's the thing. And then all this other stuff is for vocals. This is how I talk to the crew. Just stamp on that and it won't go out front of house. This is like basically a patch bay.
Okay.
And there's a little slide under here, which I'm sometimes hitting.
You get a lot of sounds, but it's a fairly modest pedal board.
Yeah, I've always been pretty simple when it comes to pedals, like wah, overdrive, treble booster, delay, and that's it.
Sure.
This is actually branching out for me.
Okay. Well, cool. Well, let's start with you're running a cable. And what cables do you usually
I'm
run?
using rattlesnake cables.
Okay.
Boy, that's out of Montana. They're fantastic.
Really?
Yeah.
My home state, Montana.
I love Montana.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah, great cables.
Big ass
all over the
rattlesnake
place.
straight into that polytune looks like.
And that's nice. The polytune, it works great.
Small.
That's what I need because this is a small board, so the less space taken up is the best for me.
And is that a Voodoo Labs pedal power supplying the juice for all these?
I think, no, this is a pedal train.
Okay, pedal train. Oh, okay, yeah.
I reckon.
They're proprietary power, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
So that's
cool.
That's that one.
Cool, okay, great.
Okay, so I'm going right in.
From the polytune.
Polytune into a Caesar Diaz Texas Ranger.
Oh, cool. What's that do?
It's a treble booster. A buddy a long time ago said, "You've never tried a treble booster?" I'm like, "No." So I went ahead and just on a whim bought this one out of the Fender catalog, and it's my favorite treble booster.
Cool. Let's hear it in context. Like, with that, do you usually use it by like from your clean platform, or like combine it with other pedals?
I do both. I'll use it on its own and in combo with the overdrive pedal down here. So that's clean.
Wow.
So it likes tube amplifiers.
Yeah.
It likes to take a tube amp that's already kind of warm.
Sure.
Pushes it that much further. It's just creamy sustain.
Right, and really warm. I mean, that's treble boosters I've heard before. What I don't like about them is they boost the treble.
Yeah, check this out. So I can do that with that. that darker sound.
Sure. I love the rotary. That's great. Just that way you get right to it. You know, whatever.
Another company that I really like, their treble booster is Brad Davis's Creepy Fingers.
Oh, I haven't.
Oh, great. He plays bass in Fu Manchu, and he makes amazing fuzz and just overdrive, all that kind of good stuff.
Cool.
Yeah, his Sugar Boost is another one that I like. That's the pedal I probably have most of, or the style of pedal I have most of are treble boosters.
Huh, cool.
I love treble boosters.
Yeah, okay, well that sounds fabulous. So that's Polytune DS treble booster, and then what's next?
So we got down here is this Arby's pedal.
Like the restaurant.
Exactly like the restaurant.
Okay.
So I've used to use a TS9 tube screamer and then a hot cake, the Crowther Audio hot cake from New Zealand. That kicked the TS9 off of my boards.
Sure.
And then I started playing this, and it's just, it's like the same to me as the hot cake, but it's just what's on my board right now. I have the hot cake as a backup in my pedal case, but this is a really nice overdrive. It's kind of clean boost. It's got mid boost all over the place. Here, I'll just play. Bring it a little bit closer to, you know.
Sure, yeah.
Saturation.
Arby's, it's beefy.
Yeah, I guess that's what they get into. And it's got these switches, like mid kind of boost. And a lot of mids in there.
Yeah, do you find you just set it and forget it, or do you tweak as you go?
I mean, from night to night with everything, amps included, it depends on the room, stuff's getting adjusted, but it doesn't move around too much. Everything's like 12 o'clock with the level and then the overdrive, and treble stays up and bass is a little down. Yeah. But yeah, usually it's pretty much the same, maybe slight tweaks.
Hey, bit of a change of subject, a non sequitur, but do you always play without a pick?
No, I play with a pick right now, but I like to, at home I usually never play with a pick. I like my fingers, and I do a lot of hybrid picking when we play.
Huh, and when you are playing with a pick, what do you use?
I use, I got my own custom pick from Dunlop, but it's like a Tortex 88, the green ones.
Oh, good. Which would, but instead of green, it's a much cooler. Yeah. There is none blacker.
There's none blacker with none more abalone.
Yeah, that's great.
Abalone.
Okay, so from the Arby's, where are we going?
Okay, so now this is one of my favorite pedals as well. This is my custom fuzz pedal called the Seaweed Fuzz. My buddy Tim Brennan in Brisbane, Australia, he has a great guitar shop. He's an amazing amp builder. He's an amazing pedal builder. And he's like, let's make you a custom fuzz pedal. And I'm like, okay, I can't say no to that.
Sure.
Like just the nicest thing, you know, like in the music world. Like someone approached me to do something like that. I was like, that was very, very awesome.
So what were you using prior to this? What was there like something that was kind of a template for your sound? Or?
No, so what's going on in here, it's a big muff circuit, a triangle big muff circuit, and a color sound like tone boost, I think. I'm pretty sure that's what the combo is. I've never really been a fan of big muffs whatsoever, and Tim makes probably the best big muff copies available, and he just kept trying to force feed me him, you know, try this one. So when Earthless did our record From the Ages, I used quite extensively on that record a Civil War era big muff, and I loved it. And so then I also tried out a triangle big muff after that recording, and I loved it, and so we decided to make the Seaweed Fuzz with a triangle primarily being, you know, the main one that I use, the main circuit. But the thing is that he's like, it's not a big muff anymore because there's this mids boost switch.
Oh, okay.
So I keep that on all the time, and it's just all that mid scoop that you get from a Big Muff.
Yeah.
It's filled, the hole's filled now.
Oh, that makes sense.
And he's like, it's not a Big Muff anymore. Well, I like it. So it's a bastardized triangle.
Yeah.
Big Muff.
Cool. Well, let's hear it when you really unleash hell on this thing.
That's the traditional right there with that mids boost off.
God, that sounds killer, man.
It's gnarly. So if you're playing it like first without to have that color change right there.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It feels like you get a little more compression too.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, in fact, I'm not even sure it's getting louder. It's
filling the hole.
Yeah.
Negative times negative is positive.
There we go. There we go. All right.
Stand and deliver.
Yeah, well that's cool. So from there, what do we hit?
Then you go to the Crybaby Mini.
Love the Mini, right?
535Q.
Yeah.
Also from Dunlop. I've used the Hendrix Mini, which is fantastic. I don't know. I use all of them, but this one's great because it's very got all the control in it.
And it's not taking up valuable real estate on your board.
That's the main thing for sure. But so I mean, works great.
Yeah. Okay, that sounds great.
No complaints.
All right, cool. So from there, are you hitting this Echo Drive?
Yes.
What is that big thing?
Okay, this is a couple of good buddies of mine from San Diego's company called SIB Electronics. And they make, I think, some of the greatest pedals out there, and I have pretty much all of them. And they come and go off of the board, but this one is a mainstay. It's a 12AX7 driven delay.
Wow.
It's, I don't know, let's see, it's got a huge different kind of delay range. So if we're going, turn you off.
Wow.
It's, sorry, it's kind of a sloppy explanation, but it's very, very long.
Yeah, the slop is part of the fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's cool. And what is the drone thing?
Okay, so the drone, you got a switch here. So like an Echoplex, which is the EP3 Echoplexes, that's what I love using, but can't bring them on the road all the time.
Yeah.
This drone, it acts as if the tape is kind of running away and feedbacking on itself.
Oh,
so
cool.
the record level, that's same kind of idea as those Echoplexes. So you can just do this. Maybe it works better with
you want me to
note.
hold it? I'll pull, you play, or?
So if you have your drone set all the way up, you don't have to get on your knees per se. You can just kind of get the feedback going and then mess with the speed.
That's great.
It has an expression pedal, so you can mess with the speed there.
That's too cool. My favorite sci-fi is a sci-fi from the 60s, and that totally nails that.
That's
that Star Trek era.
Yeah. It's an amazing sound. Those delays feeding back on each other.
Yeah.
I don't know.
God, that's great. And the tube, I don't know. I mean,
it's really nice.
Yeah, I think we can. I don't know. I think that stuff really. I think you actually do hear it. There's
totally.
Yeah.
I think so. And also, I mean it.
Oh, that slapback's great.
Yeah, it's great. I mean, it boosts. So it's got a nice little preamp going down. It's got. Here, I'll go back over here. It's got the spillover mod. So if you turn it off, it'll decay, or you can do it so it's hard,
cold cut, yeah,
and then or with one delay, and then it's off.
Oh, that's great.
So I use the spillover and let it gradually do its thing and take decay out.
Yeah, because I mean you're carrying a lot of sonic space in this band, so I bet things like that when you can just trip out and have it get huge.
Totally, yeah. No, that's a very helpful tool.
Yeah.
That one is used all the time.
Yeah, hit the drone, walk off the stage, have a smoke and a drink, come back, still going.
Totally.
Great, yeah, okay. And then the last ingredient.
Okay, the Flint Strymon. I primarily got it because it has such a good harmonic tremolo sounding circuit.
Yeah.
So, I don't know, I love like the old Bandmasters. I have a 62, so it's like that's my favorite tremolo circuit. So that's why I got it primarily.
And you know, that sounds very analog for being so, I mean, you think of Strymon as a pristine work, but man, that sounds very analog and funky.
Yeah,
that's great.
It's beautiful. And then in tow with it, it has a really nice reverb.
Yeah. Yeah. It's great they have that independence too, so you can just get the verb. And do you run the verb pretty often with it, or?
Verb is kind of on all the time.
Yeah, I bet.
It's nice. Yeah, 60s, 70s, 80s. I keep it on the 60s. And
sure.
The tremolo, it's got it's the harmonic that I use, and then it's got more of the optical. Trowery, even Univibe Hendrixy.
Yeah, it's funny. We just did a rundown on Trower last week.
Oh, nice.
And he had, what was it? He had the full tone.
Those are great.
Yeah, which is great. But that dude just sounds great. He's just
anything he plays.
Yeah, anything he plays. Yeah, he's gonna sound like that.
Yeah, that's the trick with everybody. Give them anything, they're gonna sound like themselves.
He can have a Squire plugged into a Bandit, and it's gonna sound.
Yeah,
it's
totally.
Be great.
From here, we currently go into this Hudson Broadcast, which is new. I got this when we were on tour in Porto, and I forget his name, but the guy at Strat Gear, who's like a boutique pedal store, actually delivered to me by him. He's a super cool dude. I forget his name, but thank you to that dude.
Thank you, cool dude.
Yeah, thank you, cool
Who
dude.
shall remain unnamed.
Stratgear.com. Check them out. They're really nice. But this is a really cool pedal. I actually use this a lot on the forthcoming album, as you know, it's kind of a lighter distortion. And then it's got two channels. So
Is there anything different between this and a regular fuzz or distortion pedal? Does it have any sort of like different guts to it?
You know, Nick, actually it does. Instead of transistor-based distortion, it's, I believe, has a transformer in it to kind of emulate like maybe old Neve consoles, hence the broadcast, I think, or like old radio consoles. This is apparently made in the UK, but it's really
kind of like the JHS color box then? I think that's also like a Neve console bass pedal.
I don't know. I've never played that. But yeah, I mean, those are both similar.
It's got good tone shaping capabilities. I remember when we were recording the record, there was a lot of versatility out of that one, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, for sure. And it's also great because it is two channels. So, you know, if you really want to juice it up, you know, channel 2. I don't know. just sounds great, and it also works well with other pedals. It's just a little more clear than other fuzz pedals and such, which is great. So, yeah, I'm excited to use that on the road. But yeah, this is all over the new album. And then
cool. What's after that in the chain?
After this, we go down to this pedal, which is a Creepy Fingers sound distorter pedal. This is made by Brad, from the bassist of Fu Manchu, who's this really nice dude. And this is based off a Schaller fuzz that I think he designed, or I believe that he designed with the guitarist of the band Dunyan, Reinafisk. I don't know how to pronounce his name.
I didn't know there was any connection between those.
Yeah, so this is like essentially a fuzz face pedal, but just like a little different. Also capable of a bunch of different sounds. It's got a bias control, so you can get that sort of, shitty Velcro sound.
That's cool. It's kind of like the amp is sputtering out and dying.
Yeah, it sounds like a
very classic.
I never actually use it like that.
You should use it. It's cool.
It's just a good sounding. It sounds like just a badass fuzz face.
You have a lot of gain stages, one after the other. How are you using those on the tracks or like live performance? Is there like specific functions for all of that?
Well, I mean, with the new stuff, for sure. I mean, the forthcoming album, which nobody's heard yet, I just kind of, this pedal actually is often on a lot of times. So a lot of times we'll actually set the amp to be relatively clean, or at least in our relative terms, and then have the distortion tone coming from a pedal. And then that way, when you step on a further distortion pedal downstream, you actually have a lot more headroom to kind of pop out. Because if your amp is super distorted already, you really can't get any louder or dynamics out of it. It just turns to mud.
It's basically the way I've been playing for like almost the entire career of Elder.
Yeah. So, I mean, I come from a different background. So I grew up, or before I joined Elder, I was playing like a lot of psychedelic country, Grateful Dead type music, super clean shit. So coming to this band, everything was super distorted and
life-changing.
Yes. Deep revelations. But yeah, it's mostly, this board is just a bunch of different gain pedals with slightly different textures and sounds.
All right, so what's after the Creepy Fingers?
So after this, we go into a basic audio Scarab Deluxe, which I believe is a tone bender based circuit, just with a bunch of controls. Right now I have the fuzz almost all the way off. So pretty similar to this, just a little bit more sharp. But it can also just do really heavy doomy shit.
That's the fuzz pedal you kick on when it's time for a real doom riff.
Fuck yeah. Pretty sweet.
Super woolly, even for a single coil pickup. It sounds really thick.
Yeah. And that's why I tend to use like something like this to kind of push everything through. Because these are very. Yeah, whatever. I think these are about 7.5K output. Say I'm the nerd. So.
I know exactly what he's talking about.
Yeah.
Actually, I do, but
yeah.
All right, cool. So what's last? You got a couple Strymon pedals
got a couple
and a weird gray box. That looks like it's last in the chain.
Weird gray box is indeed last in the chain. So out of the basic audio, we go into an El Capistan delay pedal. Everybody knows what it is. It's a tape delay thing. I have this favorite switch. So normally I keep it on the fixed mode just for, I don't know, Echo Plex, whatever the hell it is. And then the button here switches it to the multi-head mode, so kind of like a space echo. See that sort of thing? It's a Strymon El Capistan. It's awesome. It's simple. And then out of this, we finally go into the Strymon Flint. It really needs no introduction. It's a reverb tremolo thing. So I use this often in, Falling Veil, for example. Stuff like that. Then you put tremolo on. That's it. Actually, one of my favorite sounds is actually when you stack a univibe with the tremolo, so you get 2 different LFO speeds. Yeah, for sure. So you got like one going slower. It's
something like that would be really nice in stereo. Get the whole like wideness of field.
For sure. It's a Strymon Flint. It's great.
Psyched out, brother.
Exactly. So yeah, it's a great pedal. Eventually, it'd be cool to run this stuff in stereo, but nothing too crazy on the board.
What's the one that's off the board? You want to tell me about that?
Yeah, this weird gray box is just it's a kind of like a Fender twin preamp, so an AB763 preamp, just built out of some spare parts that I had lying around. So it's a full voltage point-to-point circuit, and similar to this, the Distorstron pedal, I used it mainly just as a preamp, because sometimes when you're using various backline, you get a really shitty sounding amp, and you can use it to dial in like different tones.
That never happens. Come on.
Never happens. So no preamp, and then with it, but you can get a lot of volume out of it. It's a 2 preamp. That's what So that's pretty much it for now. And then similar to you, I mean, there's a lot of stuff that's always coming in and off the board. But yeah, we're always experimenting with different pedals. And pretty much every pedal you see in front of us has been used throughout the last 2, the last record and the last Gold and Silver EP, and some stuff before that. Like this is a very funky and weird pedal that I love. Has a lot of your hair on it. But this is a Montreal Assembly Count to 5, which I got a couple years ago. And this just makes really weird fucking sounds.
Droney stuff, loops on loops.
Yeah, you
half
can,
speed, double speed kind of stuff, right?
Yes, exactly. Yeah, there's a couple different modes where one mode that I think you used to use it on tour with the Taurus, right?
Yeah, we were doing a tour where I was using the Taurus in that to loop something. I don't remember.
Yeah.
It never worked out particularly well for me, but we tried it.
But you can make like little, like kind of like a freeze pedal. You can just make a little sample and then get 3 different pitches out of it if you so desire. Or you can kind of do like just a lot of really cool reverse sounds and just weird fucking stuff.
I think we both have a love affair for these pedals that are really weird but don't necessarily have application within the Elder framework.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, like all my most expensive pedals that I spent the most time like finding, I actually very seldomly ever use in this band. Like this pedal, it's kind of hard to find, but super cool. We used it on the on the forthcoming record for just a lot of like the ambient noodly tidbits, and that's pretty much it for this pedal. But there's a Ventress Reverb which I used on the next album. Also, shout out to this pedal. This is a really cool fuzz pedal, which also is covered in hair.
Maybe close up in the close cam.
Ah, yes. Can you see it here? Yeah, here we go. So this pedal, we actually have a couple of these. This is made by our friend Daniel up in Bergen, Norway. And his company's called Fjord Fuzz. And this is kind of his take on a super fuzz that he designed with the basis of one of our favorite bands, Motorpsykho. Who are
Ben Sather?
Yes. Very nice guy. Killer bassist.
Killer band. If you don't know him,
check out Motorpsykho. Yes. Yeah, if you like Elder vibes, definitely check out Take It Ride on the Motorpsykho. But yeah, he made this for actually Jack, our bassist, for our last studio session, and unfortunately got caught up in customs, so we didn't sadly use it. But it's just a bitchin' bass fuzz, and it also looks really cool. It's got cool knobs. It's huge. So thank you, Daniel. Check out Field Fuzz. And that's it. I mean, we have some. I used Westwood on the last 2 records. I have another basic audio pedal called the Future Man, which is like a color sound overdriver pedal. Also really cool overdrivey fuzz thing, kind of like this, but it's what David Gilmour used on a lot of his recordings. The whammy, it's a whammy. I've used that, but it has weird noises and stuff like that. What's going on with your pedal board, like the order of operation and such?
Yeah, first I'm going into this Plus pedal right now, which is kind of like a freeze. It's almost like a piano sustain pedal, but it allows you to freeze the note of the guitar or whatever instrument you're using. You can even like put it into groups of multiple notes, so you can build chords on top of each other. This isn't always on my board. In fact, this board is just kind of like, it's now using all the pedals that we're having fun with in the practice space, but not necessarily all on tour. But we figure it's all the cool toys that we can show the viewers. So yeah, it starts off with the Plus, which can make kind of like swelling, droning noises, and it goes straight into the Benson preamp. But so you can kind of like sustain a note if you want. And I use that for like the beginning of the Falling Veil, where there's just a droning chord going on. Yeah, just like a weird, not that useful all the time, but it's a cool pedal.
Yeah, it's fucking pretty cool.
And I have that going first into the Benson preamp, like I said, which is kind of giving the grittier tone character to the amp. I'm running it right now pretty clean for me, because the newer material that we're playing has a lot more clean parts, a lot more dynamics than some of the older stuff, which was just straight fuzz all the time. Yeah. So I'm kind of using it like a 2-channel amp, with the Benson giving like a gainy channel. So like this would be
like a little crunch to it.
Yeah, totally. And that's kind of like usually the bass tone that I'm using in most Elder songs, like Gemini. Or back in the day, I was just cranking the shit out of an amp. Now I'm using this preamp pedal so that you can have a little more headroom and not blow everyone's face off if you're playing in like a venue in Belgium where you have 100 decibel limit or something.
Yeah. And like versatility too. That's what I was saying before. That it's nice to have an amp that's a little cleaner, and you can like stack a bunch of stuff on top of it, and it doesn't turn to mud. So
yeah, absolutely. That's going into this Leila volume pedal. It's an active volume pedal with also a 10 dB boost in it that's currently not being used. So I just use it oftentimes to even just turn off the guitar in between songs, or just modulate distortion if you want to go from like a clean tone to a little gritty tone in one fell swoop. Which is what we do at the beginning of Dead Root Stirring. Yeah.
It's like a Band-Aid. It's sweet.
It looks like a big Band-Aid, yeah. But it's cool. That's going into this MXR CAE wah, which is just a classic sounding wah pedal. It's cool. It's got 2 different inductors so that you can switch between like the classic phasal sound, which I think was like just the old Dunlop Hendrix kind of wah sound. And I don't know. I don't know too much about wahs, to be perfectly honest, but it's got another boost if you want to like lift the solos that you're doing with it.
Wait, so it has a built-in boost in it?
It also has a boost that you can take in or out. Like
I didn't actually.
This whole pedal board is kind of obnoxious just because it's got like so many different gain stages, and it goes from like kind of quiet to really loud to louder to even louder all the time. Everything's got a fucking boost in it, and half the time I don't remember what I've got like dialed in or not. So Screechville,
Yeah, I didn't know actually had a boost in it.
Yeah.
So I'm learning something here as well.
Yeah, because some of the wahs, I think they have like weird. I don't know. I've played some wahs where they sound really quiet. So this you can at least like dial in to be the right volume. Yeah.
All right. You want to take us the Nexon chain or?
Yeah.
Or what song you don't really use a wah pedal that much anymore, right?
I use the wah mostly, honestly, as kind of like an envelope filter.
Yeah.
I'm not I mean, I'll sometimes turn it on for a solo to just like to cut the low end and give the high end a little lift so that it just like sticks out over everything. Or there's some parts like I think from the self-titled, there's like a song where I'm using the wah just as like a high pass filter, I think. No, actually, I don't use it like that. But anyhow, I like to use it just to kind of like not so much to do like the cheesy wah shit, but like to just kind of use it as an envelope filter. I don't use it that much.
And to get further into wah geekdom, do you use a specific inductor more often?
I don't remember which one's which, to be honest. Yeah. There's like a light that tells you which one is. I think it's like one of those things I'm always playing live, and I'm like, oh, wait, something's wrong with the wah. I'm going to switch the other button, but I don't even remember which one's which. Yeah. No.
Cool.
Yeah. And then that goes into the gain stage of the board, which is Black Art's Coven. It's a 2-in-1 deal. It's their Pharaoh pedal and the Black Forest Boost. And the Pharaoh is the pedal that I've been using the longest as a fuzz. It's like on every Elder record, it's kind of like the Elder fuzz tone.
Classic Elder fuzz tone.
Yeah, and I never found a fuzz that I liked it better. And when mine finally busted after years and years of touring, the company sent me this Coven pedal, which is cool. I use the Boost sometimes, but there's just so much gain already going on. I don't really always need it. But the Pharaoh, yeah, that's the tone you can hear on like every song, like self-titled stuff. Right up to the new stuff. Yeah. And the Boost is cool too. Like, I think I use it in the Falling Veil sometimes to go from in the verse into the vocal verse part. A little more nasally.
Yeah. Poke out a little bit.
Yeah. So that's that, and then that goes into this Stomp Underfoot Ram's Head 75. It's
that's a big muff, right?
It's a big muff. Yeah. This company's making big muff. I don't know if I should call them clones or like rebuilds of old big muffs based on the old circuitry. And he's doing like a ton of super specific, like down to the year, down to the faceplate kind of thing. And this one's again another pedal that I had the dude sent to me out of the kindness of his heart, and I fucking love it. It's just like, again, goes from like massive rhythm fuzz tones to I use it for leads right now because I'm using the Pharaoh for all of my like rhythm tones, but. Yeah,
right on.
It's like
and you've had that pedal for a good while too, right? You've used it on Reflections and stuff too, right?
Yeah, I've used this on a couple records, I think. And one of my first pedals ever was a big muff, one of the U.S. like silver faceplate big muffs. So I've always loved that tone, and I find this to be like way nicer than any actual big muff I've ever played. So yeah, it's cool.
Right on.
That's all the fuzz that's going on here. That's going out into this Mooger Fooger 12-stage phaser, which I don't really know what to say about that. I think it's like one of the nicest sounding phasers out there. I don't find too much use for the phaser. It's one of those pedals that like better, use less than more. But I do find it's cool with like leads especially. Yeah, it's a fucking cheesy tone, but it's cool.
That's fucking cool. Yeah, sounds like an airplane or something.
Yeah. But this one gets really crazy too, which is fun, because it's got like this 6 or 12 stage, and you can get it to like modulate really fast. So you can also get it like all sorts of really fucked up tones. See, that's totally usable and beautiful, isn't it?
Used it on Omens for that one phaser part. Oh shit.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Whatever it was. Forget what.
There's a part on the record, I guess, that'll probably be out by the time anyone sees
like
this.
A laser gun.
Yeah, laser gun, exactly.
Yeah.
That's that.
Right on. It's also huge, which is cool. So from the phaser, what comes next? I actually forget.
Right. This is going into the Empress ecosystem. One of these two big boxy pedals with a bunch of LEDs on it. It's a digital delay pedal that's got 2 delay engines, so you can run them like stacked on top of each other, or do left, right, out, or run them in series if you want to. Like if you're running it as a stereo pedal.
Yeah. Right
now this is mono. But yeah, it's got a bunch of different algorithms for every kind of delay thing you would want, from tape delay, analog delay, digital delay, bunch of weird modulated stuff. There's some ambient modes. I basically only use it for the analog delay and the digital delay. But I have it hooked up to this expression pedal, which is on the far right of the board too, so you can program it to control certain parameters. I use it with the regen so that you can choose how long you want the delay to go on. I think that's a digital mode, so there's no coloration going on, but I also have like some tape stuff going on.
So it doesn't you mean it doesn't like oscillate, right?
Yeah, but this one will.
Cool.
Yeah, it's got a bunch of presets which I find useful for all the songs that have different, even like tempo subdivisions, that kind of stuff.
Cool.
Yeah, delay is one of those effects that I just keep getting deeper and deeper into the older I get. First, it was like the MXR carbon copy, just like a very simple, no tap tempo, no nothing. Now there's this.
Yeah.
That's got, again, all these pedals, they have so many fucking parameters, I hardly remember like what I'm doing with it half the time. But it's a cool pedal, it's a cool company, and it's built like a tank. And that's going into another delay, which I haven't never used on the road. I just recently bought this. Is the Maris Polymoon. It's kind of made to emulate old rack delays from the 80s, I think, kind of like, and also allows you to get like Frank Zappa weird experimental delay tones and shit, because it's got also like it's got a phaser in it, and there's also a flanger, I think. And it's a pretty deep pedal, like all the Maris stuff that I've just kind of got hooked on recently. I'm using it a lot at home, especially with my synthesizers and just making weird tones, but I really like it. You can set this to different, it's almost like a tape head thing, different like rhythms that it's delaying into. And there's all sorts of weird like filtering options. I have the preset pedal up here because I kept getting lost in it, so now I have some presets. It's got like here's a weird one I have. A lot of like weird Blade Runner kind of textures. I think that's like taking the delay signal and running it in fifths, like up a scale somehow.
Step sequence. Or
yeah.
Something, I don't know.
But yeah, it's just another delay pedal that I've been having a lot of fun with recently.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah. And the last thing in the chain is
you literally just got that, like.
Yeah, I just got that.
Yeah. And then
it's we're on lockdown right now. There's not a lot to do. Luckily, I bought some pedals like right before the virus hit Germany. I've just been spending a lot of time indoors.
Yeah.
With the toys,
knobs.
yeah, twisting the knobs.
All right, groovy. So after the Maris, we go into the Empress, the other Empress reverb pedal, right?
Yeah, and this is a pedal I'm not really using that much on the live rig either, but it's nice. It's similar to the ecosystem. It's got just a bunch of different reverb algorithms. Yeah. It's also hooked up to the expression pedal, so you can control whatever parameters you want. Right now, I've got it on a swell mode, where the wet and dry is controlled by the expression pedal.
expression pedal controlling both your Empress pedals.
Yeah. It's got 2 outs, so it's plugged into both of them right now.
Cool.
Yeah, you can control them together. You can control them independent of each other, depending on what you've got programmed to run with what. But here's the ghost mode, which is cool. That gives the reverb trail a little bit of subtle modulation to kind of make it like spooky somehow.
I know for years and years you use like the GT 8 and the Line 6 stuff. I don't see either or any of those on there. So maybe this is a good time to go through the pedal board real quick.
Yeah, so the GT 1000 is boss. I love the GT8. I still have it in the workbox just in case something goes wrong. I was just so used to the size of it. But so when COVID hit, a lot of people would know this, but the Flameless did a series of concerts where we were all in bubbles.
Yeah.
The musicians in the band were in bubbles, and everyone in the audience was in a bubble as well. Maybe Google it, it's kind of crazy. We made the CBS Sunday Morning News with it. Anyway, so when we started doing those shows, my whole space was about this tall, and it was a bubble. So everything had to be pared down. So when we first started doing those bubble shows, I got rid of the GT8. Okay. I got rid of the big clunky Line 6s, even though I love them, nothing against Line 6, I love their products, but I just wanted to get smaller stuff, so I got the smaller delay pedal. And this GT 1000, at first I didn't like it because there's just so much you can do with it compared to the GT8.
Overwhelming.
It's overwhelming, but I'm starting to get a handle on how the menu works and scrolling through and saving stuff, and I'm really coming around to it. And then the UAD stuff, I've been a fan of Universal Audio plugins since like 2009.
Yeah.
And so when they said they were coming out with actual real pedals for real life, I couldn't believe it. So I've got the Golden Reverb and the Starlight Delay. That's my default reverb for almost everything.
Okay.
And I've got that set for the end of feeling yourself disintegrate off the soft bulletin. Nothing too special. But yeah, the GT 1000, I've really come around to this guy. I use the Zevex Fuzz Factory on, I think I played some of it before you. Yoshimi Part 2, it's got the auto filter as well. I use this on 2 songs. It's just kind of a chorusy effect, but it's the ADT tape modulation thing.
All right.
This company is Keeley.
Yeah, Keeley. Yeah. Oklahoma City.
Oklahoma City, yeah. I got this guy. I would demonstrate, but it's too boring. I got this guy because I've noticed the treble pickup in the Jazzmaster seems like it's getting more brittle with age, and so I got
It's cranky.
Well, it's just real tinny. Like,
okay.
Not a good way. So, so I got this Boss. I think it's really great just to shave off some of the super high EQ, and it's really made a big difference on that guitar. This is the overdrive for, She Don't Use Jelly, but it's just a simple overdrive. Okay. And I was using that with the crazy ring modulator that I played before on Always There in Our Hearts. That was a real loud, scrunky ring modulator sound. So nothing, nothing too special. And then I tune this up to, this is really, like, what are you doing? So still standard tuning, but this gets tuned to F. We have a song called Worm Mountain. I don't know if some of your viewers might know the song. So it's in D, and in the middle of the song there's this. So the riff is this. We did in the studio like that, and because we're in the studio, we don't really think about how it's going to be live. We just make it in the studio.
Yeah.
And then again, like when we're starting to play live, that's when we figure out how the hell are we going to do that. So this was one of those things where I tracked 2 different parts, and one was just based on a riff that Wayne wrote on the bass, and then another part was just going.
Where should we start, Ruben?
Where do you want to start?
Let's start, actually, I'm going to start with the compressor, because I've known that you've been known to move its placement in the signal chain, and now I'm seeing 2 compressors. So let's start there. Why 2 compressors, and where are they sitting at in the signal chain?
Well, this is a tube compressor. I found out about this through Mike Baranek. He showed me, I can't remember who it was. He showed me this guitarist. He was like an Australian guy, and he was saying that it was a video where they were saying that it was like he was like an old guy. I shouldn't have. I've said too much. It was like acoustic music, right? And he was saying that when he recorded, he liked to use an LA2A. That's his favorite sound to put his acoustic guitar into, and so. And then he said he wanted something like that for live, so he wanted a tube compressor, so that was the Logic, and then he found this thing, and I thought, He was like, yeah, this is the compressor I found that's done that. I was like, you've got a pedal that sounds like an LA2A? So I got this thing. It's the model PC2A from, what's this? I keep forgetting what this, Fictrode, I think is the company.
Okay.
So I bought this thing, and just because that sounded really, I don't know, it's just like, that would be crazy if it did what he likes about the LA2A.
Does it?
I think it's like, it sounds like a compressor, not a compressor pedal, if that makes sense. Yeah, so it's really good. The only thing is that I'd never really taken it on the road, so that's why there's two.
Oh, okay, so there's not some double magic front and back.
Yeah. No.
So where is that compressor sitting in the signal? Is it at the beginning or the end?
Actually at the very beginning, right?
I think it's pretty close, yeah.
Yeah, I think I'm hitting that first.
Okay.
In this version of the setup. Yeah. And you know, it's pretty you know, it's like, yeah. It shaves off a little bit of the transient and it fattens things up. It's like a real compressor, you know. Not so much the effect, not so much that Nile Rodgers kind of like clipped kind of sound, but like a kind of fat sound.
Now, so, as we go through forward beyond the compressor here, how are they hitting the amps? Like, how are they? Is there a certain flow that's hitting each amp, or is one only hitting the one amp and the other amp is dry?
Okay, so I have so this is the channel down here.
Okay.
This is basically, to here is really all I'm running on the actual guitar as I play it. Then it goes into the Strymon Deco.
Okay.
And the Strymon has a stereo out, and Dave had been running my guitar stereo for quite a while, a few years, and I thought over pandemic, you know, leading up to coming back and getting back on the road, I thought I had time to do an idea that had been kind of like sitting in my head for a while, which is set up, you know, something from my end that contributes to this stereo thing, rather than just have my sound and then have him splitting it like at some point. I thought I could make that fruitier. And then so the Deco is cool because it's tape emulator. It has some like imperfections, and it sends out in a kind of chorusy way. So I have like two, you know, like a false double tracking kind of effect through that, and I have one side, you know, both sides are kind of have different movement, so they have a little bit of so when it goes out front of house, a completely different signals left and right, and that, you know, sounds good. And then I also have a bunch of these jam retro vibes, and I just like, I don't know, I have a ton of them actually, just in case, you know, like hoarding them kind of. And so I thought maybe before I split them out of the Deco into two different ones, two different retro vibes. The first one I bought and like the new one, and then have those kind of like also separately affecting the stereo signal. So so make it even more like stereo.
Distinct and like more swirly.
And then each one of these goes into a different Benson.
Okay.
And this one is also my monitor. So that points at me because we've been doing our amps on the sides for quite a long time now. And I still don't really understand why bands point their amps at the microphone.
Right.
It's not. I feel like that's one thing that makes us
it's an uphill
front
battle.
of house guys dream, is that we don't not too loud on stage, and all of our amps are either pointing off the stage or from the side, like a monitor. Yeah, and yeah, that's it really.
Well, let's get back to the bottom row here real quick. Let's start with it has the tape on it, the gaff tape Octave Magic. So I assume that's one of your creations?
Yeah, this is kind of this is the only homemade one that's left in the chain at the moment. It's a Fox toe machine that I made. It took a long time to get it right, so...
what was the toughest part?
Just component choices. It's like switching out transistors a lot. The transistors that I ended up using were I think the ones used in the original Moog modular synths, TIS or TI5, I think they're called. And I don't know, that was the thing that made it sound good, and then a bunch of like old resistors and things like that. You know, I'd sit there on the breadboard, just like pulling stuff out and putting other stuff in and just playing, and then pull it out and try a different thing.
So true R&D thing. It wasn't just like, I'm going to copy the schematic. You were trying to get to that tone, but then maybe sculpt a little bit more, build something that was more unique to you?
Yeah, but I think a lot of builders do this too, but I just was, you know, I'd get like a bunch of stuff. I was pulling a lot of old components out of tape machines and things like that. Old record players, I could go junk shop and buy something that looked old and then just pull all the shit out of it. And then, so I'd have like some new stuff and some old stuff, and then so I'd get the thing going. It would sound like a Fox toe machine. Okay, it works, that's cool, and then start like putting different things in. And if something sounded good, I'd be like, whoa, that's it, cool, you know, and then move to the next component and start switching it out, you know, until it sounded good. So it was just trial and error and being really obsessed with it. But the thing that is weird is I just came up with a thing that's like exactly the thing I want. So it's like I haven't been able to replace that one yet.
Could we hear the thing?
Yeah, sure.
Super gnarly.
Yeah, it's loud. It's got a nice like clean octave, and it kind of cuts through. I don't know, it just works. I don't know. It just is what I want. So that's been the thing. A lot of friends that build pedals have given me octaves, and then they're really good, and then I just, you know, switch this thing out finally, or can replace this, and then because I worry about my pedals because sometimes they just stop working because I put some like component from a reel-to-reel that was just about to blow up, and it took, you know, 3 gigs in, it blows up, and it sounded cool while it was dying, but then it's like over. So then that's been like, and then I start to get a bit weary about my own stuff. But this one has survived, so that's good. And
the testament.
Yeah, and it still sounds exactly like what I want it to sound like, and yeah, so that's why it's still there.
What's the nondescript pedal here in the far corner?
This is a fuzz face made by Jam.
Oh, all right. Yeah, that's right.
This actually was this is a case of, you know, I had a fuzz face that I really liked. One of my favorite fuzz faces that I built, I gave to a kid that supported us in Japan, because we were talking about fuzz pedals, and I was like, oh yeah, and he was like, oh, I like the pedals you build, and then I was like, oh yeah, well, next time I come back, I'll give you one of my fuzz faces. And then we came back and I forgot, but he was like, remember you said you were going to give it to me? And I was like, oh yeah. And he was like, damn, I've only got one left. And I was like, oh here you go, man. So I was like, I gave him my fuzz face, but
a man of your word.
But I actually, the thing about it was that I had this is better the fuzz face that I had anyway. So that was cool, but because it was kind of fancy, it had like a little picture of Jimi Hendrix's face on it that got kicked off on the first gig I used it on, and now it's covered in suede, and now that's getting all messed up. So I was a bit worried about that, but you should just destroy gear. It's meant to be destroyed in the line of duty, you know what I mean? So I like it. I realized, like, I like it all messed up like this better than sitting perfect in my basement, you know?
Yeah.
It's like, that's a dorky thing to do, so I don't know why I even thought to not take it on the road. So now this is the best fuzz face I've ever used, and I think it's a limited edition version of the fuzz phrase, right? Is that?
I believe that's what Giannis calls it. Yeah, I could be wrong.
And it sounds really good. It's like that kind of thing. Just big woolly fuzz and not too exaggerated, very musical, fun to play, you know?
Yeah.
And you can also like wind the volume back, and then it has that like kind of sound of like it's not starved in the sense that it's like spitting, but like a more mellow, old school kind of fuzz sound.
It's more versatile than just the sting, you know, the set on 10 thing.
Yeah, it's a super usable thing. I use it on a lot of different stuff.
Now I see the Holy Grail that you haven't touched the red light's been shooting up at me.
Mm-hmm.
Is that always on, the Holy Grail?
No, actually these days I'm trying to turn it off as much as possible. But
okay.
I think I put it on because I was feeling insecure about playing by myself and on the camera.
It's a rather unorthodox thing we ask people to do here, because you create your sound to mesh with the whole band.
Yeah.
And so then we have you come up here like it's a NAMM demo, and they're like, hey, just show me this pedal.
I think I was hiding behind the reverb a little bit for that, but yeah.
So you got two delays. Obviously the talk back, or the back talk, is the reverse. Mm-hmm. And then how are you using the DD3?
Well, it's in some ways this is like just this is a gift from Mike Baranick that I just kind of like put on there it kind of loops. I use it as like a short loop.
Okay.
Sometimes when we're like jamming, I just use it, but it's just like a cool thing. I get sentimental about things like that. It's on the board at the moment because Mike has been such a big help on this.
He seems like a good
cycle.
dude.
He's good. He's a good guy. Yeah.
Well, the two remaining things, as I know that we got to get out of here for sound check and everything else that happens after we leave, is the Game Changer and the Benson preamp. So how are you using those two individual pedals?
Well, this is a kind of a clean boost, the germanium boost that Chris makes. I don't know if it's out yet. I think it should be out now.
Just to kind of push the amps a little bit.
Yeah, just trying to get into things that I've read about since I was a teenager that I always was. I was just like a little bit too much of a savage to take seriously, like clean boost, things like that, headroom, all these things that you read about. That when you're 16 you think like, what is that? Who cares about that? Clean boost. I don't want a clean boost. I want a distortion pedal. So it's there to run me out of headroom, basically.
Yeah.
Just basically
get you out of the end of the runway.
Yeah. Just get me out of to take some of the subtlety away from the sound. It doesn't really. It's nice. It doesn't distort or really color the sound in a way that's like over the top or anything. But it comes in handy a lot as a functional thing. Sometimes it's the answer to the problem. I just like kick it on and it's like, okay, something's wrong, and I kick that on and it makes it louder, and the whole gain structure changes, and it's set to be in a place that's just like, maybe this is the problem, maybe this will work better.
This is the solution.
Yeah.
And how are you using the sustain pedal from Game Changer Audio?
I use this a lot on a lot of different things. I'll use it for the tail of a solo sometimes when I need a second and a half to go from lead guitar overdub to rhythm guitar track that's underneath, you know? So, so that I'm not going like solo, 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 turn the pedal off and I'm playing the song again. Sometimes I'll trail the solo so that it sounds like one guy was, you know, guitar, and then he goes, steps back, and then the rhythm guitarist, like, you can hear him again. So I use it for that a lot, and then I use it a lot for like jamming, making droning sounds, and a lot of scary kind of things that just keep going, you know, notes that sustain. Sometimes I'll play kind of thing where it's just like I'll play a line and hold on to the last note while I play the next line, and then hold on to that again, and stuff like that. And then and also I if I want the guitar to just ring out the last note that I played and put the guitar down and like walk off the stage, or you know, like when it's like tequila time, then I just like leave it ringing, and I can do that as well with this thing because I can make the tail infinite. I just switch the tail to infinite, kick it on, leave it, and then turn it off when I get back on stage. And yeah, that's so it's pretty. It's another one of those pedals that's like it's a very simple concept. So everybody's not going to use it in the same way. And I always like the concept of the freeze pedal as a thing, the idea of like sustaining, but that has a very like cold digital kind of like the artifacts in it very specific, and I never liked that. Whereas this is more like a taking a concept like that and turning it into like a sustain pedal on a piano, and they have the actual like foot pedal that like kind of tells you how to use it a little bit, and and it doesn't feel like a digital looping thing or something like that. It feels like what it looks like. It's like a sustain pedal for your guitar, so it's super musical. Hasn't let me down at all. It's really cool.
Well, I did a false ending here. There is one remaining pedal in the top left that we have not covered. So I got to know about this before, otherwise I'm not doing my job, Ruben. So what's the top left? Mystery box.
I can't remember what
problem is that solving?
That was.
Okay.
That was a rat or a what's the green overdrive?
Tube Screamer?
Tube Screamer. It's one of the two. I can't remember exactly. And it has like a lot of different settings in it. And
is that one of your creations?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I think I based it on a BYOB or something, one of those kits.
Yeah.
But I did the thing that I did with the Fox Tone, where it's like I didn't really use the components it came with. I kind of like set it up and then replaced all the components, and it sounds good, but I've taken it out of the chain, so it's not.
Oh yeah.
Jake used it for a long time, which makes me think it's probably a rat, because of I know a lot of bass players that play rats. There must be something about the bass frequencies or something. So it's cool, but I thought it might be there in case I needed another lead tone, I think. But it's also like a janky thing. It gives us trouble because I made it myself. So that's why it's good that there's a lot of people that make good pedals, so I don't have to make all my own.
The satisfaction of finishing your pedalboard for the 38th time.